Namaste, beautiful soul connector. I'm so excited that you are here. It's Claudia-Sam, and you are in module 6 of the Tune In program. How amazing is that? Today, I want to talk about 3 different things. I want to talk to you about what carries energy. I think it's really, really important that we cover this today. And I'm just looking at my notes here. I want to talk to you about what carries energy, how your body is energy and how it circulates in your body. And I want to introduce to you the exercise of this lesson. Okay. So let's go straight into it. Everything carries energy, but mainly it comes down to 3 things: words, thoughts, actions. Okay. This comes from what I'm teaching you. I've learned it in the Jivamukti yoga tradition. If you look Jivamukti yoga, you will learn that they are living and teaching in according to a yogic model that is called ahimsa. Ahimsa means non-harming or love. So they teach in a loving way. They teach us to have our thoughts, our words, and our actions all stemming from love. But here's the thing. All the words, the thoughts, and the actions that you have carry an energy. Here's what I mean by that. Whatever you say when you talk to someone else, let's say just by talking to your friend about another friend, whether it's being in judgment or whether it's because you are, most often we'll talk about someone else in a judgmental way, like, hey, this and that person did this and that. But that carries an energy. Whatever the words that you use, whatever the oomph that you'll get, the actual energy of the word, the way you say it, the facial expression that you'll use, all that carries an energy. If you were to also talk to your friend about what you're grateful for, this also carries an energy. But you see how the judgment versus the gratitude will carry the different energy, a different energy, right? So, for example, you will have the gratitude that will be more in this ahimsa, love vibration, and then you'll have the judgment that will be more in the harmful, fearful based energy. Yeah, I'm sure you understand what I mean by now. If we go into actions, say you watch a show like How to Get Away with Murder on Netflix. I don't know if you're familiar with that. But so my mother was watching that when I was staying with her for a little while there, and she was watching that show, and my boyfriend and I were like, why is she watching that? It's so negative. Okay, there I was judging her. But the show itself has such a negative vibration to it. It is very fear-based, right? They're getting away with murdering people. And that is letting our mind believe that that's okay. In a way, I mean, deep down, we know it's not okay, but while watching the show, we think it's okay. So if you're to watch that show in comparison to a more light, loving show, like there's this show on Netflix called Virgin River. It's the story of a nurse practitioner who goes and moves from LA to a small community where she helps a doctor. She as the nurse practitioner, and that show is it's much more light and it's more airy, and there's no big emotions that are coming through when you watch that. You're not like on edge, like who killed that person, and oh my gosh, how graphic the killing of that other person was. You know what I mean? So the energy behind what you watch, therefore behind your action, is very important. It's like a sponge. You will soak up all of that energy unless you decide that there's a boundary and you put a wall. You can do that for sure. But my point is to let you know that all the words that you say, whether it's judgment based out of fear and harm, even if that's not really what you want, that's what you say, it carries an energy, compared to if you're saying things that you're grateful for in a positive, uplifting way, will carry an uplifting energy, right? If you watch a show that has a negative energy versus a show that has more foundations and values out of love, you will feel that way more. Make sense so far? Okay. The other one is thoughts, right? Say, for example, you're cooking, and while you're cooking, you're thinking about how angry you are at that email you got, and you're thinking about how unbelievable it is that your partner or your family is not picking up after themselves. And that anger, these thoughts, these whether they're judgments, whether they are pessimistic thoughts or harmful thoughts, they are going straight into your food. This is one of the things that I have learned by living in Nepal, because we in Nepal eat, well, we in Nepal, when I lived in Nepal in an ashram, not every Nepalese do this, but in the ashram with the Nepali yogic tradition was that whenever we would eat, there'd be no one talking. And that is so not our culture, right? When we are at a table, dinner table, and we're with family, we talk, we use that as a social activity. Well, over there, they were teaching us how to allow the food to be our fuel, and therefore to help the body's natural energy to circulate, which I'm going to go into next. But when you are cooking, whatever thoughts you are having, you are putting that energy straight into the food. So it's really important that whenever you're cooking, whenever you are sending an email to someone, the thoughts that you're having while you're doing that, being fully focused. When you're paying for something, it's so, I catch myself paying, thinking about where my keys are, or thinking about, putting the stuff of the grocery into the bags. I'm not conscious of actually paying. I'm not conscious of the energy that I'm putting out while I'm giving money, and money is energy. Money is an exchange of energy. So if we could align ourselves with how we want that energy to be, do we want it to be positive, uplifting, helpful, loving energy? Or do we want it to be fearful, harmful, negative, and pessimistic? We get to choose, okay? So part one of this video is really to tell you about how our words, our thoughts, and our actions carry an energy, and you have the choice, okay? In the third point of this video, we'll do an exercise together. So you'll see it, it will all come together. So far, so good? Amazing. Secondly, I want to talk to you about how our body is energy. And I'm going to share with you my screen so that you can see what I'm talking about. Okay? So you should be seeing the 5 pranas right now. Prana in Sanskrit means energy. Yeah? There is the other word called Shakti. Shakti is energy, but prana, it's like ways that the energy circulate. Okay, life force basically is what prana means. And this may look like a bunch of buhagi, if ever you watch Friends, a bunch of weird stuff on there, but let me explain. Remember when we did the daily gentle yoga practice? That was in your first modules. And I asked you to do like movements of the wrists, of the elbows, of the shoulders. I went and asked you to do movements of the legs, of the knees, of the hips, and then of the head. It all comes down to the 5 pranas. Because when you're moving the wrists and the elbows and the shoulders, you are helping this prana, this kind of purple prana that I put it purple. It doesn't have that necessarily that color, but it moves in that way, in this circular motion around your arms in your body. So by moving the joints of the arms, of the legs, and of the head, you are working on one of the 5 pranas, okay? I don't want to get into the details of all the other pranas and the way that they are moving, but I wanted you to see how one exercise that you did helps you to move one of the 5 pranas in an amazing way throughout your body. And just by being mindful of the movements of bringing the breath into the body, you are helping the 5th prana, which is all of the little, the sprinkles around the body. Basically, it's bringing it all together. Whenever you move, whenever you merge the breath with movement, with awareness, with the now, you automatically help all these pranas work together. Okay? So I want you to be fully, please, aware of every time you move your body, that when you do this, this gentle yoga practice that I showed you, you are helping the energy in your body move. The other main way that the energy moves in the body is along the spine. So every time you move the body in yoga, whenever I teach you, we do practices that help the flexibility of the spine and that help the energy move in the main current energy place of the body. Yeah, it's called the Sushumna Nadi, the Sushumna channel, the main place where the energy fluctuates. Okay, so every time we bring our words, our thoughts, our actions in a mindful way, we also help the energy in the body circulate properly. Now, what I'm teaching you all comes down, it's not just Jiva Mukti based, it's the very old yoga based. Now, I'll say it's Jiva Mukti and Tantra yoga based because all of the yogic traditions, they all work with the same channels of energy, versus if you do Qigong or Tai Chi, the Qi, which is the energy in Chinese with that practice, will move in different ways. And in Qigong, for example, they will use 3 parts of your body. They will link the energy with the organs. So you'll have like a belly energy center, middle chest kind of organ center, and then you'll have the head, which is linked with the heart and the lungs at the same time as the brain energy center. So that energy moves differently for them, to them, for how they practice the energy. But what you need to remember is that when I showed you that image and you remember the green little sparkles, basically that is the goal of any energy practice. Whenever you do the breathing and you connect it with the movement, or whenever you bring in your mind to focus in on the now, the idea is to allow that energy to sparkle around you and to be felt. Whether you think you do it right or you're doing wrong, there's not really one way to do it right or wrong. Okay, as soon as you know this, your body, your cells start to realign. They start to understand it as well. This is all subconscious knowledge. Okay, you are gaining this knowledge, and then your body, your cells are acting out on it. They're using the consciousness that they are learning. Okay, so the first thing you learned was that words, thoughts, and actions carry an energy, and that it is our job to determine what kind of energy we want them to have, and because we can choose. Not that you can choose to have judgment and mean it's positive. That's not what I mean. I mean that you can choose whether to have positive, negative, helpful, or harmful thoughts, words, and actions. Right? Okay. Then I just told you a little bit about the 5 pranas, about how the energy circulates in your body, and how when we merge the words, thoughts, and actions, and we know that they carry an energy, it helps circulate the energy in the body at the same time when we move the body along with the breath, along with bringing our awareness and focusing it on the now. Hope you're following me so far. The third thing I want to talk to you about is, I will share you my screen. There it is. It's match your energy. This is the worksheet that you have for this. That's the energy that the worksheet that you have for this module, for this lesson. Because your words, your thoughts, your actions carry an energy. Because your body is energy. Money is energy. The TV shows you watch, your food is energy. The thoughts you have, the words that you say, they all have an energy. The people you hang out with also have an energy, right? Because the way they say words, the way they use their words, whether it's by email, verbally, writing it, whatever, the way they use words, the way they express themselves, the actions they take, the values that they have, the thoughts that they have, whether they share it with you or not, they carry an energy into your world. So what I want you to do is to rate yourself on this scale. Okay, I want you to write your name. You can print this out or do it on a separate sheet of paper. I want you to match your energy. Are you someone who's always trying to see the best in everything? Are you someone who, whenever you do judge, you recognize it and you do your best to change it? Are you the kind of person who has the inner confidence to go through with your goals? Are you a person who will uplift others? Are you a leader in a positive way? Do you find yourself leading with love instead of hate? Do you find yourself engaging in activities that are more loving, encouraging ways, uplifting ways than fearful, negative, draining, pulling down ways? That's the scale. 0 being very harmful, very negative, very no confidence, very, always drained and having a hard time to pick up your energy, needing everyone else to help you uplift yourself. Thank you, I needed to take that. And 10, are you the opposite, like everything I mentioned at the just before that? Or are you in between? You can be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You can be 7, 8, 9. You don't have to be 0, 5, or 10, right? I want you to use a pen. Use a colored pen if you have one, and draw a line or a circle or draw a heart. Draw something that resonates with you on that scale. Where are you on that scale? Okay. Please do it now. So we can do it together. If you want, you can do it. We can do it together, and you can pause the video as you do that, so that you can really, make the most out of this exercise and make sure you actually do it. So now that we're doing this together, I want you to then lower on the page. This is basically what you're going to do. Yeah. There's the space for 10 people on here. We're going to start together with person number 1. I want you to think of 5 to 10 people who you spend the most time with. Whether it's exchanging texts, whether it's exchanging emails, whether it's talking on the phone or on video, whether it's friends, colleagues, mentors, coaches, parents, family, friends, whomever these people are, librarian, if you go to the library so often, whomever these people are. I want you to think of 5 to 10 people that you spend the most time with, and I want you to write their name. Okay, I want you to write their name. So you can pause the video right now and just go ahead and write the name of the 5 to 10 people you spend the most time and energy with or around. All right? Great. Now that you've unpaused the video, I want you to think about where they stand on the meter, okay? I want you to, so hopefully you didn't do that just before and you just wrote the names of the 10 people. Now I want you to go one by one and to please position them on the 0 to 10 meter. Your meter is kind of your way of seeing this meter, right? Where you are kind of will help you determine where the other people are. And so I want you to think, okay, is this person like me and I consider myself an 8 or a 9, for example? Are they above me? Are they more? Do they have more energy? Do they feel more uplifting, more positive than me? Do they watch positive things? Are they a good vibe in my environment? Are they better? Like, are they doing better than myself? I don't want you to judge yourself here, right? I don't want you to put yourself down. I just want you to think of these people and their energy in your life. Where are they on a scale of 0 to 10? Okay, so I want you to do that for person number 1 right now. Okay, and person number 2. And I'd like you to please try your best to listen to that first voice that comes in and tells you, that doesn't tell you off. Because here's how it can go in your head, because that's how it used to, well, it still does. It still happens like this in my head. I'm going to go ahead and be like, okay, well, this is an example. I'm a 6. I'm a 6 because, well, I'm not always positive. I'm not always negative, but I could be better. So I'm a 6. Okay. Then when you come in and you do person number 1 or number 2, wherever you are now, you can say, oh, that person is like, I look up to that person. She's like the bomb and she's a 10. I want you to understand if there's another voice that says, like, no, but really, is she a 10? Oh, but really, am I a 6? I want you to notice these voices and go with your heart. Go with what you might be scared of, the truth, because often when we're scared, that it's often the right answer. Okay, when we're like, oh, that's what it is. Like, it's scary because it's the truth. That might be what it is. I just want you to notice if the mind comes in and starts to try and take you in another way, where you just want to be real with yourself right now. The only person who's going to see this is you. And you might share some of the numbers with me, but this is all for you, okay? So where do you feel like the truth is for yourself and for these people? Yeah? So go ahead and rate the person number 2 on the scale of 0 to 10, truthfully, of what you know of them without putting yourself down. That's basically what I'm getting to. Yeah. So I invite you to continue this video or continue this exercise. I'm going to stop the share right now. Continue this exercise right now, since you're on it and you're doing it right now. I want you to please do it with your heart and try to go back to taking deep breaths if you feel like this is hard, or if you feel like you're getting too judgmental. And be kind, because the idea here is to recognize if the people you are spending time with are helping you uplift your energy, or if they are dragging you, draining you down, right? This is what we want to evaluate. So it's serious work. It can be painful. It can be also something you kind of know, right? There was a friend of mine who, she would always call me crying. She would always have these really bad relationships. And I would give her advice when she asked, and I would be here for her, and I would help her to get out of that pattern. But she would go back and she would still call me crying, and she would still not do anything that would be good for her. She was draining my energy. So the reality that can come through while you do this exercise, I'm not asking you to take any action right now. I'm just asking you to notice. Yeah. Just asking you to notice, and we'll take action in another lesson. I just want you to notice and become aware of where and how these people have an influence on your energy, on uplifting you or draining you. All right? Be kind and gentle with yourself and enjoy the exercise, and I'll see you soon. Bye.